Christ Returns speaks his truth. The Christ Articles, Article 7, My True Mission. Christ said, I know how very difficult your life is. As I descend from the heights of spiritual joy to make contact with your earthly vibrations, I myself feel the changes of conscious wind myself, and feel the pressure of the heavy, burdensome vibrations and your thoughts upon my soul. When I came to Earth 2,000 years ago, my mission was to enlighten the minds of people who had taken on into themselves a religion part pagan, part mystical. The people who had so imbued themselves were arrogant and convinced that they were the chosen people of a God, Jehovah, whom they ardently believed in but who did not exist. Their prophets spoke of their mystical perception of some transcendent spiritual consciousness. They used imaginative language to describe this God. They created mental images of greatness and grandeur. They also produced a desired effect of controlling the people by fear of reprisal from heaven in the shape of personal loss, disease, deprivation, pest, and climatic disaster. The purpose behind Jesus' life in Palestine was to teach the Jews that their perception of their Creator was entirely wrong, but their fanatical adherence to their treasured religious beliefs were impenetrable, and consequently, instead of achieving my purpose on earth, I was crucified because of them. It is not possible for me to return to earth in any form, either as a child which could not contain my powerful vibrations, or as a celestial being. The multitudes would be unable to see me. Just as there are things seen and heard by animals which are invisible to the human eye, so do I remain invisible to people who are on earthly wavelength. Consequently, I have had to prepare the mind of an evolved soul who took on human form to bring my message to earth. Those who are sufficiently spiritually evolved to hear will hear. Those who are not yet ready will not hear and will not be able to receive at this present time. But all people are on the upward walk leading eventually to the very highest celestial kingdom. So what is my true mission this time through the mind of another? It is to try to make people fully aware of the way in which their universe has been brought into visible manifestation and being. This is the first and most important message ever brought to earth, since it goes way beyond superficialities, to the very basic level of all creativity, and deals with that part that humans play in that creativity, in the creativity of their personality, health, relationship, environment, experiences, and events in their lives. It explains the reason for their success in their daily lives, or their lack of it. It outlines a sure way to change persistent failure into success. This article is to draw your attention to the vibrations of consciousness. As your thoughts change, so do the vibrations, because these are responsible for the appearance of all things. When trees are newly felled, they are healthy and their vibrations are of a certain frequency. But when the wood has lain on the ground for many, many years, the vibrations gradually drop and the wood visibly rots. You should understand that the appearance of the wood is only changing because the vitality and vibration are gradually fading away. Therefore, it should be easy to understand that the reality of everything under the sun is really within the underlying energy which supports it, not in the thing which can be touched, seen, and heard. The same applies to your bodies. In the beginning, vibrations in a healthy body are normal. Later on, through wear and tear and negative thoughts, the vibrations begin to drop to such an extent that the tissues change and sickness sets in. When you are tired, exhausted, your vibrations in your body drop somewhat, and it is no longer so easy to move around. After rest and sleep, the vibrations are restored, and you feel able to continue your daily activities again. Everything in existence is consciousness, appearing as different materials in plant, animal, human, and inanimate things such as elements and stones, earth, and metal. Everything you encounter is really electrical particles vibrating at a certain rate, producing certain appearances. Change the vibration of a thing radically and inject it with a new consciousness, and you have a different commodity. In this way could I, with the powerful use of my visual imagination and belief, draw together the electrical particles to create food. When you visualize what is needed, and believe with all your heart and mind that this electromagnetic blueprint will draw to itself the components to make it real in the world, eventually it will manifest itself. This revelation has been around for a long time, but the even greater revelation has been overlooked. Beware of what you may be creating for yourself when you have no idea you are doing it. Beware of those judgmental, critical thoughts which can harm another human being and can return to harm you also. Beware those unguarded emotional moments when you wish certain circumstance or events on another, because destructive thoughts bring about destructive consequence. Have you found that things continually go wrong for you? Examine your attitude and your thoughts about other people. Remember that electricity sends out the message and magnetism brings it back, sometimes with interest. Remember that when you look upon things with grave disfavor or irritation, you are interfering with the natural vibrations which make them what they are. Beware lest unwittingly you bring your own house down around your ears. And beware when you contemplate the weather. Don't complain about the rain and say you wish it would stop. It may stop longer than you want it to. And don't complain about the sun and wish it would rain. It may come in floods. When you walk Christ's way, my way, you'll take everything in the world which is posing problems to divine consciousness, the Father, and ask for judgments or needs which will be entirely suitable for you. In this way, the Father, which is intimately connected with you, within you and around you, will respond with the right input of consciousness to put all things right for you. End of article.